G'day, it's Bill from Enmore Audio here, and today we're taking a look at how the Beatles engineered the sound to their iconic Abbey Road. For many fans and critics, Abbey Road remains the crown jewel of the Beatles' discography, and for good reason. The album contains some of the best songs and most inspired recordings of their career. In contrast to the raw, unpolished tracks that came out of the sessions for Let It Be a few months prior, Abbey Road boasts maturity, intricate songwriting and slick, innovative production. A display of the skills and experience the band had amassed through their very short but very rich career. Aiming to create something even more dense and expansive than their previous albums, the four-piece required more substantial equipment than a standard 4-track tape machine, something they used just 2 years earlier to craft the groundbreaking Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. 4 months before the sessions commenced, Abbey Road was fitted with the revolutionary TG12345 MK1, a solid-state console that boasted 24 mic inputs and 8 outputs, 4 echo sends, and for the first time ever, a compressor limiter on every channel, in addition to EQ controls. The desk allowed for far greater flexibility and multi-tracking possibilities the band had never experienced before. It was integral to the rich scope of Abbey Road and the key to why it sounds so starkly different to their earlier efforts. Engineer Jeff Emmerich once reflected that the desk gave the rhythm tracks a texture that wasn't as aggressive and upfront as the tube desk would have produced. Come Together is a perfect example of the rich sonic quality it imparted on the album. Abbey Road also saw the Beatles experimenting with synthesizers for the first time. A couple of months prior, George Harrison had bought one of the first Moog synths directly from Bob Moog himself. He had set it up at the studio specifically for the band to use during recording sessions, and it ended up playing a key role on 4 of the album's tracks, including Maxwell's Silver Hammer, I Want You, She's So Heavy, Here Comes the Sun, and Because. It was mainly used texturally, such as for the looming white noise heard during the closing minutes of I Want You, or the gurgling choir heard on Octopus's Garden, which was achieved by running vocals through the Moog's LFO. But it was also used melodically, like for the eerie French horn-esque line on Because, or for the counterpart to McCartney's trudging bass line on Mean Mr. Mustard. Abbey Road also saw the band experimenting with different genres and styles more than ever. They revisited their blues and rock roots on tracks like Come Together and I Want You, as well as nursery rhyme-like compositions with Octopus's Garden and doo-wop ballads with Oh Darling. Because was inspired by Beethoven and features one of the most wonderful Beatles harmonies tracked to tape. The album was very much a group effort, with each member endowing their own songs and idiosyncrasies. George Harrison in particular had really begun to shine as a songwriter, contributing 2 of the album's best cuts, Something and Here Comes the Sun, as well as silky smooth guitar work and of course, the invaluable Moog. George Martin played a more prominent part on Abbey Road after taking a back seat during the Let It Be sessions. His biggest contribution was no doubt his role in developing the album's famous closing medley. Though it was McCartney's idea to have a series of tracks that lead into each other, it was Martin's composition and precise tape splicing that resulted in arguably the finest 16 minutes of music ever released. The medley concludes with the grandiose closer, The End, which famously features a solo from each Beatle. After running through Ringo's first and only drum solo for the band, the track climaxes with rotating guitar solos from the rest of the members. The first 2 bars are played by McCartney, the second by Harrison, and the third by Lennon. Then the sequence repeats. John and Paul played theirs on their trusty Epiphone Casinos, while George used his wine red Les Paul. It was a poignant way to finish the record, and a testament to not only their individual skills but their collective genius. The perfect goodbye song from one of the greatest bands of all time. Do you have a favourite track off Abbey Road? Let us know.